Hey, this is Links from Shoryuken, and today I'm going to be going over another character guide, and today it's obviously Elena. Elena is one of my favorite characters in this game, and no, it's not because of her outfit. Elena has a really unique fighting style. It's composed of great mobility, good mid-range pokes, and some hard to react to high-low mix-ups with her quick overheads, and just an all-around solid pressure game, while also retaining the ability to be lame just because of how solid her pokes are at keeping people out. Elena really can do a lot of things. The only thing she lacks is, I guess, a projectile, but she has all of the tools for direct combat that you need. Except for punches. I don't think she has a single punch, but she seems to do just fine without that. So anyway, let's move on with this guide. This time I'll try to take a little bit less time with the guide than I did with the Brian one, by going into only the moves that are most important out of her normal moves, because all of them do serve a purpose, but some of them are less worth mentioning than others. So let's get right into it. Starting off with her standing moves, let's talk about her standing light punch. So this move is really weird looking, but it has incredible usefulness as an anti-air. It starts up in 5 frames. Anti-air is just about everything at any range, and on counter hit it leads to a combo if you dash forward afterwards. So very good to know. As you can see, it whiffs against characters unless you're really close on the ground, so just use it as an anti-air. Now, standing medium kick. Standing medium punch. This move is also a very good anti-air. 2 hits, both of which are cancelable. So you can use that in hit confirm combos, and also if you anti-air someone, hit it with it and cancel into a special move, you can do a counter hit combo. So this is a very good poke also on the ground. So it enables you to make your opponents respect you at mid-range. Alright, now let's talk about her standing light kick. This is actually one of probably the best standing light kicks in the game. It's a 3-frame light kick, reaches almost as far as like Ken's crouching medium kick. So very useful, and you can cancel it into special moves. So it's a very safe way to poke your opponent from mid-range. Now onto our standing heavy kick. This is a very good move. It launches Elena pretty far forward. As you can see, I'm standing so that there's about a character width between us, and it's still hitting him. What's more is that this move is off the ground, so you can actually use it to hop over some moves. So I'm just going to have Ken do some crouching medium kicks for us. Thank you, Ken, you're the best. So as you can see, his foot was already out there, but I'm jumping right over that move and hitting him out of it. So that's a very, this move is very good just because it has a lot of range, it's safe on block, it goes over lows, and what's more is that you can do a link off of it. So you can link it to a standing light kick. As far as I know, that's pretty much all you can do unless you're at point blank range, and then you can get a crouching light kick, which is a little bit tougher to do. But anyway, good to know. This move is extremely safe and goes over lows. All around, great move to have. Also, her back heavy kick is very similar in most respects. It's off the ground, it's safe on block, and links into standing light kick. So, also another very useful heavy kick attack. Learn to use these moves, and you'll definitely make your opponent think twice before throwing out low attacks. Okay, so I think I've talked about all of her standing attacks, so let's go into some crouching attacks now. First of all, let's talk about crouching medium punch. So this is her crouching medium punch. As you can see, it has pretty respectable range, and it can be canceled. So you can use that to do most of your combos, actually. It will probably involve a couple of crouching medium kicks, or some variation where you're linking into or out of crouching medium punches. Sorry, I keep saying kicks, because it is a kick, but it's a punch button. Anyway, this is crouching medium punch. Okay, so anyway, most of your combos will probably involve this move. It's very good. It's +7 on hit, +3 on block. Very safe. Very good poke all around. My one problem with this move is that it's one of Elena's few pokes outside of her crouching light kick that are plus on block, so it's easy to get raw launched out of it since it's a crouching attack. So be sure to change up your poking game a lot. Okay, so also her crouching light kick. As I just mentioned, it's plus on hit and block. It can link into itself, and it can also link into crouching medium punch and standing medium punch. So that being said, it's very useful for hit confirm combos, such as comboing into a standing medium punch or crouching medium punch cancel to a special move. So definitely a good move to know. Not much else to say about it. Also, her crouching medium kick. Now this move I think is very underused because of the way she moves backwards slightly and has a very low profile. You can use this move to dodge some high attacks and will beat out a lot of other pokes when used at its maximum range. So this is a very powerful poke as well. And finally, her crouching heavy kick. The only reason I mentioned this move, because it's not really that great on block, is that it has a ton of range, and because it's so low to the ground, you can use it as a trip guard. Now what I mean by trip guard is, if your opponent is jumping and doing a jumping attack, then... Let me start that recording over. If your opponent is jumping and doing a jumping attack, when they land, they will have some recovery. If they're doing certain types of jumping attacks that are angled high up in the air, you can use this move to hit them when they land, and you'll actually go under their jumping attack. So as you can see, so there it is in action. If your opponent is neutral jumping a lot, you can use this to catch them when they land. That's pretty much what I've been using it for exclusively. If you do it on block, it's very easy to punish. I think it's minus 14 or somewhere in that neighborhood. So yeah, be careful with it on block. It's very easy to punish if done at close range. So, alright, I think that covers all of Elena's crouching moves. Alright, now let's talk about Elena's jumping attacks. Elena has a very good set of jumping attacks. The most notable ones are definitely her jumping medium punch. It's very quick, and it leads into a target combo. Her jumping medium punch to heavy punch. And speaking of heavy punch, this is probably one of the best jumping heavy punches in the game. Has a lot of range, starts up in about 6 frames, does 100 damage of course, making it very nice for jump ins, and it's all around a very good normal. It should probably be your go-to all of the time. The only thing that's faster than it are her jumping light attacks. So, and not to mention, this has the best range out of any for jumping normals. So abuse the heck out of this. I mean, seriously. It's one of the things that makes Elena good. Let's see. She also has another target combo, which is jumping light punch, medium kick. Not really a whole lot to say about this. Jumping light punch has really nice priority though, because it has a very small hurt box. And it's also a little tricky looking, so at certain times it can look like she's going to cross up, but she doesn't. And speaking of cross-ups, jumping medium kick is excellent for that. Jumping medium kick will cross up. Sometimes it'll look like it's crossing up, but you'll actually have to block it from the front, and Elena will still land behind. You know, the usual dirty stuff that happens in Cross Tekken. But anyway, Elena's jumping medium kick is probably one of the better cross-ups out of the characters I've used, so definitely learn to use that. Now, her jumping heavy kick is pretty interesting. Even on non-counter hit, it will knock down, allowing you to combo after it. So, you know, not particularly practical, but it's good to know that it can do that. So, it's a little slow and has a wonky hitbox though, so I definitely wouldn't get used to using it a lot. So, actually I think that just about does it for her air normals. So, I guess I'll talk about command normals now. I already mentioned back heavy kick earlier. Basically, it's a move that makes her airborne and hops over low attacks. Basically, same uses as standing heavy kick, except that you won't be moving forward. So, use it when you anticipate a low attack from your opponent. Now, forward plus medium punch is called handstand kick, and it's one of her overheads. It's very slow, as you can plainly see, but it is safe on block, and you can link into a standing light kick on hit. So, and I'll admit, I'm not very good at doing this link because, there we go. It's a 1-frame link, and I'm not linking it, so I don't get it very often. Anyway, so that's good to know. Even on block, I would still probably attack afterwards because you'll be at least 0 on block, meaning that you and your opponent will be on even frames, and there's nothing really faster than a 3-frame move, like standing leg kick, so I would definitely just go for it. Now if you want a faster overhead, you have forward plus medium kick. Has pretty decent range, actually, and it's 13 frames on startup, making it one of the fastest overheads in this game. So, it's pretty good, although in practice I find the mallet smash to be a more useful overhead. But if you need to get that last hit and want a really quick overhead, go for this move. So I guess for command normals that does it. There's one last move that I haven't really talked about, and that's her target combo starting from standing heavy punch. So that's standing heavy punch canceled into heavy kick. Now this move is plus on hit and block, but be aware that standing heavy punch does whiff on crouching characters. So this will only work on a standing opponent. I would recommend using it when you punish someone's raw tag. So you can actually link a crouching medium punch afterwards, which enables you to go into a pretty big combo. Actually a combo resulting in around 400 damage, so definitely learn that link if you want to maximize Elena's damage. And it's also worth mentioning that you can cancel it right into a launcher if you want a slightly easier option, which is more damaging than a normal boost combo. So there you have it, that does it for Elena's normal moves. Alright, I just realized I forgot one of Elena's normal moves actually, and that is the down forward plus heavy kick, which is called sliding, funnily enough. This move will go right under projectiles, enable you to punish from an incredibly far distance. So even if you do it pretty late, it'll go far enough to hit your opponent out of their projectile. This is very useful. It makes Ryus and Ken scared to use fireballs at certain ranges, and I'm not just saying that, it really does. If you're playing against a Ryu and Ken or anybody who uses fireball zoning, such as Jin, you'll notice they start going to fireballs a lot less often after they get hit by this move, because it results in a hard knockdown, and you can go into some pressure afterwards. So it's very good. Just don't let your opponent block this move like ever, because it's up at worst minus 17 on block, which is pretty terrible. So you'll be punished by something big if they block it. So, alright. And that really does do it for real this time on her normal moves. So I think I'll move right into her special moves. Starting off with her charge move, which is Rhino Horn. Now the command for this is half circle forward and kick. And here's the light kick version. Starts up pretty quick, does a hard knockdown. The medium and heavy kick versions look pretty similar, but are slower, also causing hard knockdown. You cannot combo into the heavy kick version conventionally, because it's so slow. However, it goes really far across the screen, so it could be useful for punishing raw tags and things like that. So, there are a lot of benefits to this move. One of them being that you can tag in safely afterwards, and actually, if you're in the corner, have enough time to start some pressure, such as with Dudley doing a meaty overhead or something like that. So, the setup time you get after landing this move is pretty ridiculous, and I would recommend ending combos with it if you intend to go for more pressure afterwards. So, it's a very good move. There's one major downside to this move, and that is that it does not affect crouchers. Now, if you use the EX version, that will actually hit crouchers. And another good thing about the EX version is that it goes through projectiles. So, I should probably tell him to stop doing that now. So, the EX version is excellent. Goes through projectiles, full screen, and it's safe on block, and it even hits crouchers. This EX move is probably one of the best EX moves in the game. And I'm not just saying that because I like Elena, I like it. I'm saying that because a lot of people agree that it's a very good move, and it should be used whenever you have meter and you see the opportunity. So it completely reverses the situation. So anyway, I don't want to talk up this move too much, but it is really freaking good. So, alright, let's move on to Mallet Smash. The command for this one is half circle back plus punch. It's an overhead. It's pretty slow, but you can combo after it pretty easily. The light punch and medium punch versions can be comboed after. The medium punch version does a little bit more damage and is slower. The heavy punch version is faster, but it causes a hard knockdown. So you can't combo after it in any way unless you hit someone out of the air with it. The EX version is the fastest, and it causes a ground bounce, enabling you to follow up with a lot of fun things afterwards, such as a launcher if you want to switch to your partner, or you can do a full juggle combo off of it. So Mallet Smash is really useful because it's an overhead, and it makes your opponent second guess their blocking, but it is pretty slow, and it's easy to hit Elena out of it if you're expecting it. So don't get too predictable with Mallet Smash, or else you will eat anti-air juggle combo. So there's Mallet Smash. Oh, and by the way, this is not a real thing. Be aware, this is one of the situations in which your opponent can hit you out of it if you cancel from a light attack, so definitely don't abuse that. Okay, so moving on to Spin Scythe, which is quarter circle back and kick. Now, if you press quarter circle back and kick, and then hit kick again, actually, if you hit quarter circle back kick again, then you can do a follow-up, which does a little bit more damage and launches the opponent into the air. Even the heavy kick version of this move doesn't do that much damage, though. I would recommend not really using this move for combos, with the exception of the EX version, which allows you to follow up with a juggle. So, yeah, I would definitely stay away from using this move too often because it's a crouching move, and your opponent can raw launch you out of it. What's more is that it's not a true block string, so if your opponent blocks the first hit, they can just raw launch between the hits, and then you're pretty much going to eat a raw launch combo at that point, so the risk isn't really worth it. Anyway, this move is decent though for tag cancel combos if you want to be fancy, so keep that in mind. Just go to the lab and see what you can put together with this move. Alright, moving on to Link's Tail. So this is a move where Elena sweeps along the ground, hits low, causes a hard knockdown. Every version causes a hard knockdown, even the light version. And here's the heavy kick version, which will be your go-to if you want to end a combo on a crouching opponent. And then the EX version. The EX version allows you to follow up with a jumping heavy punch, heavy kick target combo. The timing is a bit weird, but it helps me if I hold forward before I do it, so that way I cross under my opponent a little bit earlier. It makes the timing easier. Anyway, use the EX version if you want to do some fancy combos, but be aware that all of these Link's Tails are low moves and can be raw launched, just like Spin Scythe. Now, if you do the heavy kick version, that's also not a true block string, and the second two hits can be raw launched. But here's the fun thing about the heavy kick Link's Tail. The medium kick one looks the same, so you can use it to mind game your opponent. There's no real way for them to tell which one you're using, since they both look the same on startup. With the light kick version, it only hits once, so they might be able to distinguish it. But by switching between the medium and heavy kick versions, you can bait your opponent into doing a raw launcher, which could be huge. So, the only downside to the medium kick version is that it is -6 on block, whereas the others are -2 and -4 respectively, so it's the easiest one to punish. Anyway, Link's Tail is Elena's bread and butter pressure tool, and you should definitely get to know how it is used. Alright, now moving on to Scratch Wheel. So Scratch Wheel is Elena's anti-air Shoryuken type move. So those are the three different light, medium, and heavy versions respectively, and the EX version. Now the properties on each of these moves are important. The light kick version is very good at anti-airing. So let me give you a quick demonstration of that. So yeah, So as you can see, Ken's foot was already out there, and whoops. Sorry, I'm sitting a little bit differently from how I normally do, so I accidentally jumped. Anyway, so this move beats out a lot of air moves used early enough. It only does 100 damage, which isn't too incredible, but you can tag cancel if you want to reverse the momentum and get your partner in. I don't really know a way to combo off this move though, because your opponent falls to the ground pretty quickly, so it's not possible to really follow this move up. Now with the heavy kick version, it's more than possible to do so, and also same can be said for the EX version. But I would only do those in combos since they have no invincibility whatsoever, except for the EX version, of course. The EX version has full body invincibility, but can still be thrown, so be aware of that. And I think I've covered all of her special moves, so the only things left to cover are her super art and cross art. And here is her super art, which is called Brave Dance. Okay, so this move is really nice for a number of reasons. Number one reason is it's 5 frames on startup, and that means that you can punish a lot of things, and one of those being Law's Fury Fist Rush. Yeah, everyone abuses that move, at least online anyway, but if you hit them with a couple of reversal supers, maybe they'll think twice about that. Not to mention Elena has this amazing standing light kick anyway. Also, it does 320 damage, which is not incredible, but it's pretty decent, and it's a good way to end combos if you want to just finish the match. So, overall, it's a pretty decent super. It also makes a pretty good anti-air, I should mention. I've used it that way before. Maybe not the most efficient use of meter, but it does get the job done, and it's almost a guarantee because of how fast it is. So, now her cross art goes really far, as you can see. I'm staying about starting distance. So as you can tell, this could be used to punish a lot of things because of how far it goes, but it does have a 9-frame startup, so, you know, just like most cross arts, so be aware of that. Now, when used as an anti-air, you have to be careful, because sometimes this will go under the other player, as you can see, so you have to space it carefully. So yeah, even then, I didn't think it would go under that time, but you have to space this one really carefully. So, I mean, they almost have to make a jump at a range where they wouldn't hit you to get hit by this. So, as an anti-air, it's not that great, but you could take advantage of the huge invincibility on it and still blow through some attacks. But, okay, Ken, you can stop now. But I wouldn't recommend doing it at a close range where it might win. So, that's about it on her cross art and super art. She is pretty decent at using these. Maybe not the best in the game, but it's good to have the option to end combos efficiently with supers when you can because of the unscaled damage, and luckily Elena can do that pretty well. So, there you have it. Alright, and last thing I want to go over is some combos for Elena and some basic kind of ideas of how to use her. So, I would say your main combo you need to know with Elena for punishing when your opponent makes a mistake is this one right here. So that was crouching medium punch, linked into crouching medium punch, canceled into medium rhino horn, and then link another crouching medium punch, cancel into another medium kick rhino horn, and then end in down forward plus heavy kick slide. Now, this is a very nice combo because it's not very difficult once you get the timing down. It's pretty easy to do consistently, and it does over 300 damage and ends in a hard knockdown. So this is very nice for a Street Fighter character, to get over 350 damage and still end in a hard knockdown. Now this is not even optimal, she can do more damage than this, but I would start here, because this is a fairly easy combo to do, and it's rewarding enough that you're not going to be losing matches if you don't do the optimal combo. So, now if you want to hit confirm into this, you can start with a couple of crouching light kicks, and then just go into the rest of the combo from there. And you still get 304 damage off of a safe hit confirm. Well, safe if you don't count raw launching as being unsafe, but anywho. So as you can see, over 304 damage even with a hit confirm, so Elena does pretty good damage. I would definitely learn those links. Something else you can do, as you can see, you can link into the Crouching Medium Punch, so you can do the same type of combo, and I dropped the easy part. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I kind of figured this was going to happen when I tried to do this combo in the video, but in any case... Okay, anyway, you get the idea. The combo does 400 on the dot damage. I'll just go ahead and see that. But anyway, definitely learn how to link off of that and learn how to be more consistent with your combos than I am, and you'll be good to go. So, anyway, that's standing heavy punch, heavy kick. Now, be aware that this does whip on crouchers, so only use it in a punish situation or raw tag, something like that. So, also, you can link off of mallet smash. So you can do the same combo off of mallet smash. I don't really feel like showing that again because it's the same exact combo. Now let's say you've hit with an EX mallet smash. So what I did there was, I did, after the EX mallet smash hit, I did medium kick cancel into down heavy punch, which is one of her target combos, which I don't believe I mentioned earlier. But when you hit this move, it launches the opponent into the air, enabling you to do juggles afterwards. It's easier to follow up the juggles when they're already in the air, as you can see from the combo I did. So, yeah, definitely the best way to follow up the EX mallet smash is to do the target combo and then crouching medium punch cancel into a medium kick scratch wheel. Does the best damage from what I can tell. So, there you have it. Now, if you want to get really fancy, I already showed this combo earlier. You can do, that was crouching medium punch, canceled into the EX Link's Tail, and then walk forward slightly, and then jump backwards, which will be forwards by the time you get under them. But anyway, jump medium punch, heavy punch target combo, and then when you land, do crouching medium punch into medium kick scratch wheel. So, there you go, 382 damage off of crouching attack. It's pretty decent. Although Elena can do a little bit more damage. Anyway, so there you go. And if you want to combo into her super, I'd say the best way to do that is probably something like this. So for just a basic combo, that's probably the best way to go. Just do it off with the medium punch mallet smash, and you'll be getting over 500 damage with a fairly simple to perform combo. So yeah, just be aware that this move right here, while it is very easy to combo off of, it is not a good idea to just throw it out randomly. So definitely use that in a punish situation. Or, if you're playing as Dudley, a fun thing you can do is either reset off of it like that, or actually combo straight into it. Because heavy punch machine gun blow gives you enough setup time to do that. So look around with your different characters. There are some other characters I believe that can allow you to combo into it, but if they can, that's some big damage for you. So, alright. So I think that just about does it for combos. Actually, one final thing about combos that I nearly forgot, which was ways to follow up after a launcher. So I'm going to bring in Dudley here and show you some follow-ups you can do. So that was the same thing I did after the EX mallet smash earlier, which is standing medium kick, heavy punch, and then crouching medium punch into a medium kick scratch wheel. Another alternative you have is crouching medium punch into rhino horn and then sliding. That ends in a hard knockdown, and it's pretty good for setting up afterwards, and it's really easy to do. Main reason to do it is probably how easy it is. So, what else can she do after a launcher? Not really a whole lot, honestly. So I would try and stick with those two. Now, there's something else that you should keep in mind. I've been ending with medium kick scratch wheel, but you can also end it with a medium kick rhino horn. Now, this is a little bit less damage, but it does a hard knockdown, and as I mentioned earlier, you can do a raw tag off of that. So this could be useful if you're confirming off of a boost chain but need to switch back to your partner. This ender for boost chains will give you the ability to do that. So very nice little ability for Elena to have there. So I think that pretty much does it for combos. Now, as far as like general strategies and stuff with Elena, like I said, she can run many roles. She can be a very offensive rushdown character because she does have a lot of nice close range pressure. Her throws are really good for setting up things. She has really quick normals. Even this is deceptively quick, it's 5 frames. So she can rush down, but I think where she plays best is footsies. And for those of you who aren't familiar, footsies refers to basically controlling the ground using your normals, and it's a very abstract term. So anyway, the basis of it is that Elena can poke and counter poke very effectively on the ground. So, and she can also get a lot out of it. If somebody like Jin does a random special step, just do crouching medium punch canceled into the medium kick rhino horn, excuse me, and you'll get over 300 damage just because of a random crouching medium punch, which is a relatively safe move. So I think that's where Elena shines, is that she can do some pretty safe stuff, but at the same time be rewarded highly for doing these safe things. Especially this right here. That is one of the safest block strings that I can think of, but it results in a hard knockdown and 90 damage. And 90 damage isn't a whole lot. I mean, it's nothing to write home about, but a hard knockdown keeps your opponent in place, allows you to set up stuff afterwards. Like you can do ambiguous cross-ups. Like that time it wasn't a cross-up, see that? And I wasn't even really, I was just manually timing that. I mean, so while Elena isn't the most damaging character in the game, she's safe, solid, and can run a number of different roles. So if you like a character who's heavily footsie oriented and has good team synergy with just about everybody, look no further than this character right here. Now that being said, there will be some hard times, because I think getting used to Elena's combos and other things in actual matches is kind of difficult. While you're in the training room, everything's gravy, but you'll definitely have to get used to her buttons and when it's appropriate to use them. And that's just going to be some practice that will have to happen. But overall, she's a great character. She's a lot of fun, and I would definitely recommend using her, especially if you are into fun characters. So anyway, that's about all I got on this character. You can watch some of my other videos. I use Elena a lot. I'd pretty much consider her my main character, along with Dudley. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope to run into some of you guys out there on PC Live, or Steam actually soon, thankfully. And anyway, see you next time with another character walkthrough.